Pronto, Vincenza.
Pronto, Randy, and welcome everyone to Pronto Podcast, this is our 27th episode of our lifestyle podcast where we discuss all the beautiful things life has to offer, whether it be fashion, self-care, goals, inspirations, favorite memories, current events, and more. Yeah. Very excited.
Yeah, our audience is getting bigger.
Well, I think it's because of consistency. We're here. We're just promoting and highlighting some influential leaders in our community and some really dynamic people. And it's been fun. And we're learning and growing with everybody. Right. So I think it's been a beautiful journey. And happy to do it with you.
My pleasure.
So how have you been? How was your weekend?
It's really, I look forward to the weekends because taking classes and work, and I just chill.
Ah, very nice. Relaxation. Yeah. Very nice. Perfect.
How about you? I know that you had a big weekend.
I did. I was so happy you were going to ask. So yesterday was the 2024 Miss Delaware USA and Miss Delaware Teen USA pageant orientation. So excited. It was really, really great. I had an opportunity to meet all of the lovely ladies vying for the titles of Miss Delaware USA and Miss Delaware Teen USA yesterday. And a shout out to our venue sponsor, American Dance Academy in Hocassin, Delaware. They sponsored the venue where we held the orientation, and it was just absolutely amazing. I mean, if you've ever been to this beautiful dance studio, it's spectacular. It has state-of-the-art flooring. It is really, really beautiful space in the heart of Hocassin. And I really love that we have this great partnership with American Dance Academy. So shout out to them for donating the space and sponsoring the pageant for all of the ladies. And orientation was a success. And another shout out to another incredible sponsor, Curry Hair, Skin, and Nails.
Thank you.
So thanks to Curry Hair, Skin, and Nails, and obviously Randy, they were able to sponsor and donate gift cards to every single delegate competing for the title of Miss Delaware USA, Miss Delaware Teen USA. So each and every young lady walked home with a gift card, beauty. There was so many different products inside every bag. I was peeking inside of the bags that were put together by your team. And it was just so many great things inside every bag. There was a variety of items, right, whether it was hair products, beauty products, makeup, skin care, a handful of stuff. I think there was soap in there. I mean, it was a handful of, they walked home with a goodie bag basically and a gift card to Curry Hair, Skin, and Nails.
It's funny because I just, saw them posting, holding their bags. And then all of a sudden they started showing up on my page, liking my quotes.
Yes. Very nice. Oh, that's so special. Yeah. And I did explain to all of the lovely ladies the importance of sponsors. And without the sponsors, we would be nothing. I always say sponsorships and the sponsors are the backbone of the Miss Delaware USA, Miss Delaware Teen USA organization. And it's really important to acknowledge those sponsors and recognize them on a daily basis, because without them, we would be nothing. So, and I did have that great conversation with them, and they listened, and I just saw the overwhelming love and support that they gave to American Dance Academy and Curry Hair, Skin, and Nails for obviously your generosity and American Dance Academy's generosity, because it really was impactful. It was so impactful. I mean, if you think about it, all of those ladies can get their nails done for the pageant. Thanks to you, Randy, and your team. And that's tremendous. So we're very, very thankful. And the ladies wanted to show that via social media, which I thought was super helpful and super amazing of them. And yes, save the date if you're interested in attending the pageant. Sunday, April 28th. That's right. April 28th at the Laird Performing Arts Center at the Tatnall School in Wilmington, Delaware. You can visit MissDelawareUSA.com, click the tab that says tickets for more information. Tickets will be sold at the door only. However, if you're not able to attend the in-person show, you can tune in through the live stream via the computer, anywhere you like, in the comfort of your own home. We partner with pageantvision.com. We're very excited to partner with the premier streaming company for pageants all across the nation. Very excited to partner with them, and they will be our streaming platform. So visit MissDelawareUSA.com, click tickets, and you will see the in-person ticket information, which is sold at the door, or the live stream ticket information, which you can purchase online. Remember, 2 different ways of tuning in, but no excuse. Support the young ladies, support all the dynamic, beautiful, incredible young ladies in the state of Delaware vying for the title of Miss Delaware USA and Miss Delaware Teen USA. And it's going to be a tremendous show. Yeah. Super excited. Randy, you're coming, right?
I hope so. Last year I didn't because it was my birthday.
It was your birthday. That's okay. That was the excuse. Well, I would hope and pray that you can attend this year. It would be so amazing to have you there. And I'm sure even the contestants that are on the stage will appreciate that too, because they were just so overwhelmed with so much gratitude that they were given a gift of this caliber. They didn't even win the title. And I explained that to them, that half the battle is showing up. Right. There are thousands of girls throughout the state of Delaware that are afraid to take that next step. But I reminded each and every one of the ladies that were at orientation that half the battle is showing up, and thank you for showing up, but also commend yourself for having the courage to walk through the doors that morning. And that was tremendous. So I was really thankful I was able to surprise them with that beautiful donation, that sponsorship donation. But now they're getting ready for the actual show on Sunday, April 28th. Super excited. Cannot wait. Lots of work to do on my end, but that's what we do. We love it.
It's sort of sad for me. Like the girls that are leaving, I got to know.
Molly and Noah. Noah Mills, Miss Delaware USA 2023, and Molly Lavelle, Miss Delaware Teen USA 2023. They were just
excellent.
I mean, amazing title holders throughout the entire year. And they had so many beautiful words to say about your sponsorship, Curry Hair, Skin and Nails support, and obviously so many other sponsors that, we always want to make note of and highlight, but they've just done an incredible job all year long.
They're beautiful, but beautiful inside as well.
That's right. Really. That's right. Beautiful on the inside and out. That's so, so true. Well, speaking of Curry Hair, Skin and Nails, I always like to do a little product highlight. And I think it's important to highlight this one right here. This one. Okay, so it's so funny. I said to Randy when I walked through the doors today, I said, Randy, I want to highlight the lip serum because I've had a chance to use it for about a year now, and I love it. I love it. And I don't use it every day. I use it maybe a couple times a week when needed. And this is the Corello by Curry so high performance lip serum. It's a volumizing effect. I don't know if we can see because there is a little bit of a glare, but you can visit the Curry Hair, Skin and Nails website for more information. So go to currydayspa.com and you can find out all of the information on the products. But the Corello by Curry product, the lip serum, is tremendous. I really, really love it, especially when the seasons are changing, because we tend to be more dehydrated when the season is changing. Even going from winter to spring, your body is dehydrated, and it's really important to drink plenty of water, but sometimes we can't get to that. So it's important to take care of your skin and your lips. So I'm a stickler for this. I talk about it with the Italian Kiss lip balm, which is my absolute favorite that you guys offer. But this is also important because it will help when you put on your makeup, when you put on your lipstick. It will last longer. It will hold better. It will look more hydrated. And I think that's really, really important.
We just launched a new website for Corella, and there's all the products on there. And of course, Curry has as well, but it's a beautiful website, if you get a chance.
Excellent. I have to check it out. Check it out. Obviously I'm always at the salon. So I have, I see the physical product in front of me and I'm like, ooh, Randy, I want to try this or I want to try that. But again, it's been about a year that I've been using the lip serum, and I really, really love it. Highly recommend it. Check it out. It's worth the purchase to add to your everyday skin routine. But you don't have to use it every day, just when needed. Especially if you're going to be wearing makeup a lot, and I wear lipstick. Well, I want to say mainly when I'm filming. When I'm filming, I have a full glam face or with the pageant. So I'm always making sure that I'm taking care of my skin building up to that day I'm going to be in full glam. But anyway, I know that today is also International Pageant Day, so I wanted to make note of that, and I didn't realize it until I saw someone post about it on social media. So happy International Pageant Day to all of our viewers and listeners that love the pageant world.
Yep.
And all right, so we talked about pageant, we talked about beauty, we talked about all the beautiful things life has to offer, but I think we should talk about our beautiful guests that we have. For 17 years, Janine Graff has been a seasoned on-air television personality, brand ambassador, a guest host for QVC, specializing in seasonal and home decor lifestyle. She's the co-creator and designer and the host of her exclusive QVC seasonal decor collection, Simply Stunning by Janine Graff, and also co-created the newly launched online boutique Nian and Oe, where she excels as a social seller and digital host. She is also a prominent content creator and influencer, leveraging her expertise to curate engaging content that resonates with her audience. Over 1 million followers from all over the world across all social media platforms. Wow. Janine enjoys sharing ideas, connecting with her diverse audience, fostering a vibrant community of home decor and lifestyle enthusiasts. So, with a background as a former educator at the Philadelphia Museum of Art in the high school art classroom, Janine's deep understanding of visual aesthetics and communication shapes her approach to crafting designs, decor, and recipes. Her informative and engaging content, coupled with step-by-step how-to guides, has contributed to her growing reputation as a knowledge figure in the world of seasonal home decor and entertaining. Janine finds inspiration in holidays, cherished family traditions, nature, and a passion for sophistication and flair. This makes her a trusted resource for individuals seeking to enhance their homes and create memorable moments that are both easy to achieve and inspiring. Some highlights include her expertise in crafting a DIY floral arrangements, designing stunning tablescapes. Oh, we'll talk about that. And creating delicious recipes, all of which add touch of elegance to any occasion, making them ideal for every season and special celebration. Please welcome the dynamic Janine Graff.
Welcome,
Hi.
Janine.
Oh, that
Wow,
was so
Janine.
nice. Oh my gosh, thank you.
Oh my gosh, of course, Janine.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was looking over your bio and I was researching you and I visited your
Oh,
Instagram page, I was so overwhelmed with so much information that I was like,
yeah.
wow, this woman is dynamic. Her content, you could just see your content that you curate and you put together, you put so much of your heart into it. And you could
Oh,
tell. I felt it right
Yeah,
away. I was like, oh
it's
my goodness, I
beautiful.
cannot wait to meet her.
oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you for having me. It's so exciting.
Of course. Well, welcome, welcome. So there's lots to talk about. Obviously, we need to
Mhm.
dive into a few different things. And I
Okay.
do have. I don't want to forget, Randy. Don't let me forget. I have a question about one of her videos that I saw on her social media with. I think it was with the carrots. I want to
Yeah.
make sure we talk about that. I
Yes.
saw that and I was like, oh, I want to talk about that. Was so neat.
Mhm.
I want to talk about that. So your career began as an art educator. And now you're a TV personality, obviously a social media influencer, business owner, designer. So just tell us a little bit about your journey and the inspiration behind it all.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely did not see myself where I am now years ago, 20 plus years ago, never in my wildest dreams. So I started out in art education. I always loved art. I followed my passion into college, into graduate school, ended up at the Philadelphia Museum of Art. Loved what I was doing. I was teaching kids from preschool all the way through adult. And then I moved over to the classroom. I actually ended up teaching at my former high school, Springfield High School in Springfield,
Okay.
Pennsylvania.
Wow.
So that was super fun. And then when I first had my first son, I was pregnant with my first son, who's going to be a college freshman this fall, which I cannot believe. Like I can't. But 18 years ago, when I was at home, I was like, I don't think I want to go back to teaching. And my mom is the one who said, you should try out for QVC. And I was like, QVC? I don't watch QVC. And so I said, okay, I'll give it a shot. And I went on and auditioned with a handbag and got the gig and have been there for 17 years, and just have grown as a guest host and and had the privilege to create my own brand. I know we're going to talk about, but it's been quite a journey and it's exciting.
That's what's most important, that it's been exciting. And
Mhm.
you can tell through your content that you pour your whole heart into it.
Yeah.
And I think that excitement shows. It really does, because you can tell when someone is not pouring their whole heart into their brand or their content. You can tell.
Right.
And maybe they're not sure yet, or they're not ready yet, and they're still learning, but you really show that excitement.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that. So obviously with QVC, I've had a funny story. I've had actually a little bit of experience at QVC. I don't know if Randy
Okay.
knows this. I auditioned to be a model, a hair model, ready?
Really?
A
Yeah.
hair model on QVC. And they had to chop my hair. So I had this long, beautiful hair. By the way, I didn't know that that's what I signed up for. We were really promoting, I think it was a straightener. We were promoting a straightener, but the hairstylist was like, okay, we need to do the before and after. So my hair was long and voluminous, and they chopped it, and
Oh
it
my
was like
gosh.
before and after, and it was super straight. And I went home and I was like, well, I chopped my hair on camera today. But that was my QVC experience. I chopped my hair on camera.
That's
And
commitment. I mean,
oh,
oh my
it was.
gosh.
I
Really?
didn't know I was signing up for that, but I felt like
Hairdressers love that because they don't ever see you again. Like they cut your hair and goodbye.
Yeah, right.
I looked at it this way. It's only hair. It'll grow back. So
Right.
that's how I looked at it. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
It'll go back. Don't worry about it. Like, let's just go for it. It'll be fun. And it was fun. Still to this day, I joke about it, but that was my experience at QVC. The one time I was there. But let's talk about, going back to your experience with QVC. How many years you said you've been there now?
It's 17 years, and I'm laughing. I'm thinking about your story because originally it was suggested, oh, you should try to be a model. And I was like, I'm not a model. And I'm like 5'4" if I stand on my tippy toes. So I was like, well, they said, well, then why don't you audition to be a guest? And you have to talk. And I said, well, I don't have a problem with that. Because I can talk to a wall. I can talk the paint off of a wall. So, and it was just exciting because I ended up in accessories when I first got started. So handbags, shoes, things like that. And I liked it. And then what happens is when you move into that business and you start as a guest, you learn that there's different categories, and then there's different opportunities in different categories, but you're really not allowed to jump ship unless you take some time off. So I dabbled in toys a little bit, which was wild, got some more experience under my belt. And then I found my home in seasonal decor. And so for 12 years, I've been a primary guest in the seasonal decor, home decor category at QVC. And I truly found my wheelhouse. Like that is where I love to be, like, because I love to decorate and I'm a former teacher. So all of those skills kind of just worked together for me. And so it's been 17 years there.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And I love that you're able to, with your experience as being an educator, you're able to tap into that at QVC, because you're not only sharing with your guests, suggestions and tips and tricks, you're educating your guests of how they can do it better. And I think with your background in education, you're able to explain it in a way that's informative. You're teaching, yes, but you can explain in a way that your audience will learn from it.
I have a question. Did you ever meet Joan Rivers?
Yes, I did. I did meet Joan.
Wow.
And I mean, I'm talking like before I still had a flip phone. That's how long ago it was. Because if I had an iPhone, oh my gosh, I would have taken pictures. She was truly a doll. Like a doll. I met her, and it was really funny because I had gone to see her live with my mom for a show in Atlantic City right around the time I met her. She was still on, doing her shows. And I was on set and I was on air selling these slippers. And I looked past the cameras while I was on air, and there is she was so tiny, little Joan Rivers on the side, and she's standing there watching me. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I got to keep my act together. I'm over here trying to present the shoes, but I'm totally fangirling for Joan Rivers. So when I was done and I got off air, I walked off air to clean up my stuff, because it's not glamorous over there. You're doing it all. You're packing up, you're setting up, you're doing all the work. But she came over to me. she wanted to say hello, introduce herself to me. She was so lovely and
Wow.
generous. And I told her that I had just seen her with my mom, and she was so sweet because we were walking out of the set together, off set, and she said, "You be sure to tell your mother I said hello." I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Wow.
So I had a really nice interaction in memory with her. Yeah.
And thank you for sharing that
Yeah.
because, we
Yeah.
always, think of, I would consider her an A-list celebrity,
Oh my
very well
gosh.
known
Yes.
in the
Yes.
community.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
fact that you had such a real, like, organic, like, genuine
Hmm.
interaction with her that you're able to share.
Yeah.
I think it's important that people hear that.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
important that people, are aware that, hey, they're like us. They're like real people
Yeah.
like us.
She hosted Tonight's Show several
Yeah.
times. I think,
Mm.
I mean, she was a class act,
yeah.
really.
Mm.
Yeah.
And a real person. And that's a
Hmm.
beautiful interaction. And I'm glad you shared that
Yeah.
with us. With your obviously your work at QVC, let's talk
Yeah.
about Simply Stunning by Janine Graff.
Okay.
Let's dive into that a little bit more because obviously you talk about seasonal decor through the
Hmm.
holidays, tablescaping. I've learned about that before from I think it was a previous guest we had on the show, but
Yeah.
never really got into
Beautiful.
it as much as I would have liked to. But let's talk about it because I think it is something that is easy to do and implement in your own home if you're having a family gathering or friends over for a small intimate dinner. Super easy to do. So let's dive into tablescaping and then obviously Simply Stunning by Janine Graff.
Yeah. Well, so I believe many people don't even know it, but they tablescape all the time.
Oh yeah.
Right, I mean, I really do believe if you love to set a beautiful table and you do it with intention and purpose and love, and it could be just for a Sunday night dinner, it could be for a birthday dinner, it could be for a holiday, it could be for anything. That's really truly what tablescaping is. It's just putting together a beautiful arrangement of decor and your table place settings and your tableware to create a moment. So not only do we spend time to make the food, right? We want the food and the drinks and that experience to be enjoyable, but you also want to set the stage. So that's really what tablescaping is. And so one of the things that I love to do is decorate not just the home, but also put out, host, entertain, and the table design is kind of an extension of that. And Simply Stunning is going to be in its sixth year at QVC. It's just been
Wow.
such a privilege and a joy to be able to design my own line. I have a business partner, Lauren, and she and I are like two sisters from a different mister. We just really are we just work so well together. So we came together and we formed Simply Stunning. So we curate, we design a lot of the product that you see that's available. And I present it on QVC. I'm the host of that show. We have multiple shows throughout the year, primarily for the holiday. So it's, fall, harvest, holiday. And it's a way for us there's some of that product is actually our other collection that we can talk about is Neen and Oe. So that's an extension of Simply Stunning. But
Yep.
really what Simply Stunning is about giving you stylish, elegant, easy decor options. We wanted to give you an elevated decor collection. So you don't feel
Mhm.
like you have to hire a designer. We want to be the designer for you. And so we have these comprehensive kind of cohesive coordinating pieces that either can stand alone or you can mix and match to either layer into what you already have or to bring in something fresh and new if you wanted to change up your color palette or you wanted to bring some new product in. But we love what we do. I love we've built such a huge following, and I love that following has followed me onto social media, and it's
Mhm.
allowed me to do a variety of other things as well.
Yes, and that leads me into this question that I had mentioned earlier. So,
Yeah.
the carrots. So, and let me
Yes.
just kind of segue a little bit more with some more information. Before
Sure.
our interview, I went to your social media and I took a look at all of your beautiful content, and I came across this one. And you'll see the visual right here. You see, there's carrots.
Mhm.
That may not look at first sight, but look at it again. You'll see the carrots in the glass vase. Could you touch on that a little bit more and explain to our viewers and listeners about this particular decor?
So one of the things that I just did, speaking of organically, is have always kind of decorated and created arrangements and to feature either product that I'm selling on QVC or things that I do on my house. So one day I made an arrangement and it went viral. And it just was like, I had no idea. It was candles in a bowl. It'll lead me to the carrots. But the
Okay.
candles in a bowl with some faux florals and greenery, it caused a conversation. And that's really what kind of spearheaded my foray into leaning into being an influencer or a content creator. So in addition to what I do on air, at home, I'm making these videos and creating these arrangements and designs to share with my viewers, but also it's a passion for me and it's turned into another business. So what I've been able to do with the carrots, I'm creative. I like to do what makes me happy. And I take that teaching approach. One of the things that I find interesting is some of my videos really cause quite a conversation or maybe even a controversy. And it's really funny because I don't plan on it. There were so many people that fell in love with that carrot arrangement. They thought, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. I'm doing it for Easter. I love it. It's perfect for spring, a garden party. Others were horrified. People were shocked. They were questioning my sanity. They were thinking that I was wasting food, which, you can take the carrots out, wash them, peel them, and you can eat them after
Right,
the
right.
arrangement. And I like to tell people, carrots do grow in the dirt. So, it's okay. You can take them. And so it's just trying to teach people or show people or share. As a former art teacher, there are a lot of different ways that you can create art, that you can surround yourself with things that are everyday objects in a beautiful and different way. And for some people, looked at that and thought, you know what, that's exciting. I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
And other people were like, it's not for me. And my biggest position is, here's what I like to do. You take it or leave it. If you love it, that's great. Recreate it, make it your own. I'm all for that. I'm all for sharing and encouraging creativity. And if you don't like it or if it doesn't work for you, then fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. No big deal.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's something, the takeaway that, you obviously it's sharing your story about the carrots and
Yeah.
the tutorial, the video on it and the content you created on it. I mean, I was fascinated by it. And the takeaway is, creativity can be anything you want it to be.
Right.
So like you took something and for the Easter holiday and you're like, okay, carrots. And we see carrots, we think, oh, Easter bunny rabbits, like, use your imagination and your creativity to make it what you want it to be. And so I say, you continue to be creative.
Yeah,
How about
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
You continue to do what just fuels your fire and your passion and brings you a joy and excitement, because it will continue to show in your content.
Yeah, I was the same way. I went to your Instagram page and that caught my eye.
Right.
Yeah.
It was captivating. It really was, because we were drawn to it. We're like, oh, it screams Easter for me. And I was like, oh,
Right.
that's so creative. Oh my goodness.
Right.
I would have never thought to do that. And that's a different visual. And I loved it. So more power to you for your creativity. But I want to talk about your tutorials. So you have quite a few tutorials that you have posted. And I love that you do the step-by-step and they're very easy. They're not complicated. I think there was one that you put tulips in a bowl and then you put the in the center, right? And I was like, I can do that. I mean,
Exactly.
it's easy. Like it wasn't very complicated.
Yeah.
I'm not a gardener. I don't have time to garden.
Right.
I don't have a garden outside or a lawn or anything. I don't even have a backyard. And I was like, I can do that. And it looked easy. And I think that's what's important, that you're capturing a different audience, not just the ones that love flowers or love gardening. You can capture an audience like myself that doesn't want to say, I don't want to say I don't have the time for it. I'm just not there yet in my life right now. And I will later on in life, because I do love flowers and candles.
A good art should be easy. Like, when you see a magnificent painting, it looks like, I could do that
Exactly.
in my dreams, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it was intentional, right? I mean, that kind of has been my overarching approach in everything I do, and it's been resonating with my followers and my fans and people who reach out to me. It's all about creating accessible, approachable, inspiring, exciting types of arrangements and ideas, things that can be relatable, things that people can take maybe bits and pieces of and recreate for themselves. Sometimes I do things on a larger scale, and I always say to people, take it, recreate it, make it on a smaller scale. It doesn't have to be, exactly the way you see it, but it sparks, like I said, a conversation. For some people, when I decorated the Christmas tree for fall, that was another one that just shocked people. Some people, they went nuts. They were like, Christmas trees for Christmas, and that's it. And I feel like, you know what, that's great. If you're a traditionalist, I am a traditionalist. I love the holidays and I have my traditions, but as an artist too, you kind of push the envelope a little bit. Now that's part of the Simply Stunning collection. Of those are more or less holiday decor, but it's funny because some people were like, oh, that gave me permission to do something creative, to do something different. So I just really do try to make everything easy in few steps, things that whether you're, if you have all of the, like you said, like Vincenza, you might not have a backyard or you might not have that green thumb right now, but you have an appreciation for it. That's something that you could, if you wanted to make a centerpiece, you could go and get those pieces and make it on your own and feel successful doing it. And it'll look great. And that's what I want people to do, to find success, find personal satisfaction, and enjoy my page.
Yes.
Right.
And Randy, and when I was looking at Janine's content, that was one of the videos on top of the carrot one that caught my eye. And I'm like, that's easy and so beautiful. Right. Really so beautiful that you could do and have like even just for yourself, because it brings brings you joy, whether you're having guests over, but you could do it for yourself. And I just found so much beauty in something as simple as the tulips in the water with the candle in the center. And I was like, I could order that on Amazon. I can get that at the flower market. I can get that here. I'm like, I can do all that very easily. It's not complicated. And I do love your range that you do have decor and tutorials that are for the advanced experts and then to the beginners at my level. But I do love that you have a nice range. And you're able to capture different audiences. And that's, I think, what makes your content really special. And, this leads me to the next question. What piece of advice would you give an aspiring entrepreneur or influencer in creating a successful brand?
Well, I would just start off definitely by saying, find something that makes you happy, that you enjoy doing, right? We don't want to make ourselves, you don't want to take that time out of your day if you're not enjoying what you're doing. Find that niche, find something that you're good at. I mean, you could be a very funny person, right? You could have a great sense of humor. Then you post things about that. Or like, if you love to travel or you love to nature, it could be anything. And then once you find what you love, you need to just kind of stay consistent, have patience. I think consistency is key. I also think engagement is key. You want to engage and build your community. Took me, that's more or less, obviously, some people do it if you're going to do it to make some money, if it's going to be a business venture, you're going to definitely need to nurture it. You need to take time and build your community, build the credibility. That's certainly what I've done at QVC too. And I kind of take that approach with everything. I want to build the credibility, the reliability, right? I want people to rely on me. I have people that reach out to me for all different things, my videos or products that I sell. And then also you want to be accessible. You want to be approachable. And then, I just think quality. You just take your time. It doesn't have to be a 10-star production, but you want to make some quality pieces, and then just go from there. Take your time, and it'll come. There's so many people out there. Yeah.
Did you ever start a project that you scrapped? Like,
oh God. Yeah, oh yeah. I have lots of videos that are still on my phone that I was like, no, yeah,
You're like,
no.
yeah, it's at the
Yeah,
maybe
no,
the
just it's
time.
not the time,
Right,
or
right,
it
yeah,
just didn't turn out the way I wanted it to,
right.
or sometimes I'll do like a lot of my recipes. I try to go simple too because I'm not a chef. I don't pretend to be a chef. I like to cook. I like to bake, but I do want things that are easy for me. So that's what I approach
Mhm.
for on air. But there'll be times where I'll start something and I went, oh no, no, no. This didn't turn out. It doesn't taste well. It doesn't, we're not going to put it out there. Because I also want to be honest, organic, but honest. And what I do, I want people to know that I actually did it. It worked out. I'll tell you if I had some bumps along the way. I'll give you some feedback and then, and present it that way.
And that's what makes you a dynamic content creator
Yeah.
because you're honest with yourself and you're honest with
Mm.
your audience and your followers. That if you tried something and it doesn't work, you're like, I'm not going to put this out there, and I'm going to give you something that I stand by, I stand behind, and I feel that it could work. And then there's variations of it, like decor.
Right.
Decorating, you can put your own little flair to it, but someone else may be like, well, what if you try this? And it still looks good too. So you give your own personal touch.
Right. And again, it comes from my experience with QVC and as an educator too. You want quality, you want credibility, you want to be honest. I mean, I'm on television. I want whatever I'm showing and presenting and selling, I want people to know that I understand it, I believe in it, or, you give them all the benefits, all the features. And
Mhm.
and part of that is also telling you what doesn't work. If you're
Right.
not right, don't get this if you're this type of person, or if you don't like, so it's those types of that's how I approach everything.
Right.
And
Right.
it works for me. Also, I'm not a spring chicken, right? So I've been working for a long time, and you find out
Mhm.
what works for you, and you try to just stay true to yourself. And I think the younger audience or people who are just starting out, especially in social media, it can be very overwhelming. It can be very
Mhm.
exciting. They think they have to keep up with everybody else, or put out a certain persona. I really believe if you stay true to who you are, it's so much easier, and you don't have to be in competition with other people. It's easy to be flipping through and seeing what everyone else looks like and their houses and what they're doing, but no one's going to be more,
Mm.
everyone's unique. So whatever you're doing is totally going to be different than somebody else.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more. I
That's right.
couldn't agree more. And social media itself is overwhelming. And
Yes.
whether you're beginning your journey or you're
Mhm.
currently working on your journey, it is still overwhelming. Even to this
Yeah.
It
day,
is.
I admit, and I will be the first person to say that social media is very overwhelming, and it is okay to take social media breaks.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
so do you take breaks? You're very busy.
I need to take more breaks, that's for sure. I mean, in terms of trying to be consistent, yes, you have to kind of feed the machine. You have to be present.
Mhm.
I like to really make an effort to respond to everybody I can, the DMs and stuff. But yes, I do create a schedule for me that at least works for me, that I do have breaks. But I do have my hand in so many different things. So it's really important that I do anyone that you create balance, right? It's that life work balance.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
yes.
We talk about that all the time, right,
Yeah.
Randy?
Yeah.
Because we're both very busy people.
Yes.
And Randy's like, did you take a break? And I'm like, no, we don't take breaks around here. It's important. Reality is, it is very important to take, whether it's a social media break or a break from
Mhm.
life, just kind of take that time to yourself, whether
Yeah.
you're meditating, which
Yeah.
Randy does, and he always stresses, very important to take that time for yourself. I enjoy going to the gym, and that's my break.
Mhm.
But it's also nurturing yourself.
Yeah. But if you're
Mm.
like really passionate about what you're doing,
Mhm.
it's not work. You're like,
Mm.
True.
yeah. So
Yeah, that's very true.
yeah.
Very, very true.
Yeah.
And I
Janine,
did, yeah. Go ahead.
no,
I'm
no,
sorry.
please, no. I had
No,
another question
I was
about.
just, yeah. I'm sorry.
I was going to ask, do you get people that want to hire you to come decorate their business or their
Mhm.
home or for a holiday or special occasion?
Yes. I get constantly asked.
Do you do
I
that?
don't. No,
You
I
don't.
don't have. I have no time for that. I
Okay.
mean,
That's what you drop.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
going to follow you around the salon and try to decorate.
See this wall right
Yeah.
here? We bet
yeah.
you
I
can
love that wall. That
like
wall's beautiful. Yes,
we have our little
We
flower
did this
arrangement.
earlier today.
Yes.
Like
it's very pretty. I love
Thank
it.
you. Thank you. But we were thinking, okay, what can Janine do to elevate this entire greenery wall? Because we feel that you could take this up like 1,000 notches because it's already really beautiful. It really is. It's spectacular. If you had a chance to see this beautiful wall right at the Hotel DuPont location, the Curry Hair Skin and Nail Salon at the DuPont building. This
Yeah,
is the beautiful greenery wall. I mean, it's really spectacular. And
it is.
Randy showcases all of his product here, but we use it as our backdrop for our podcast.
Yeah.
And we're thinking,
perfect, right?
Janine, it's perfect. And Janine could elevate this wall.
Yeah.
But we understand you don't. That's where you take a break. You draw the line. Right?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I try. I give some. I mean, people will send me pictures of their house,
Oh, I
their
believe it.
rooms, and I try to be kind and give them a couple of pointers and stuff. But yeah, no, it's a lot. So
It is. And if you want to do well in this particular part of your content creation, you have to give it 100%. And you do that. You definitely do that. I could tell right away from your social media. You do that 100% and you pour everything into it. And I see why. And it's okay to say no, right? We talk about that a lot, Randy. It's okay to say no, right?
it is. But I mean, I have to decorate. I decorate the sets at QVC, like my shows. I decorate. That was the one picture you saw me standing up. I mean, we decorate our own sets. I've decorated my house. We've had TV production crews here, especially over the pandemic when we were filming live from here all the time. There I am.
Wow.
Yeah. We were getting ready for Christmas in July, our show last July. So everything is done from packing everything up, driving it, unpacking it, bringing it in, setting it up, and then doing the show, and then unpacking it, packing it up, and hauling it back out. So it's a lot. It's a lot of work, but it's like Randy said, it's a passion, and I do feel very grateful for what I get to do, and I feel like it's a lot of fun. But yeah, you have to say no sometimes.
That's okay, and that's all right. Right? We have to be mindful.
Right.
Where we put our energy.
Mhm.
And you clearly do that well with your brand and your Simply Stunning brand on QVC and Neen and Oe. Could you actually, Neen and Oe, how did you come up with that name?
So Neen is my nickname from the time I was little, Janine, Neen.
Okay.
And Lauren, her nickname is Oe. And and I do have a picture somewhere of me and Lauren, but we named our business based on our nicknames, and it's an extension of our there we are. Yeah, that was after that Christmas in July show last year. So everything you see in that picture, we designed, like we created everything, and we just love it. And so Neen and Oe is an opportunity for us to then have an online boutique where we'll do live streams and sell that way on a platform. That way, I'll do reels and videos featuring the product. And it's a great extension of just more high-end, elevated, and a little bit more of a rounded opportunity for different seasons and products and everyday products, home decor products. So you can find that on neenoe.com.
Okay, I was just going to ask the website. So share with us the website for Neen and Oe real quick.
So it's neanoe.com. So it's just neenoe.com. And so we're
Simply Stunning is
Simply Stunning's on QVC.com. You just type in Simply Stunning by Janine Graff and it'll come up. So we just I'm just getting finished samples for this coming holiday season already. Everything is in the works and getting delivered. And so we have a huge assortment that's coming this fall, which we're really excited about.
Wow, we're already talking about the holidays now, right?
I have to say, you guys look like models.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Well, she's great.
Well, first off, Janine's hair. I am obsessed.
Thanks.
with your hair. And I'm like, where do you go get your hair
Yeah.
done?
Yeah. Curry, of course.
Curry.
Yeah, what are the odds? I'm
What
like,
are the
the first moment you came on the podcast, I was like, oh my gosh, she has such great hair. And the fact that I could see that right through this podcast video screen, I'm like, oh my God, I'm obsessed. Yes. Shout out to your hairstylist. If you want to give
Yes,
a shout out.
Christine Baub. I love
Okay.
her. She's
Yeah.
the best.
You could
And
tell. I was like,
yeah,
good
she's
job.
awesome.
Janine with the
Thank you.
good hair. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well,
Thank you.
Janine, we appreciate you taking the
you.
time to from your very busy schedule
Yeah.
to join us on our Pronto podcast and share your passion of obviously home decor and your brands and your content that we're very appreciative of. And I know that there was on the screen earlier how people can follow you and
Yeah.
follow your content because you do offer so much valuable information
yeah.
about home
Beautiful.
decor and styling and tablescaping. And you can see at the bottom of the screen, her Instagram is right there. It's @_Janine Graff _. And then there's Facebook, which is Janine Graff, and then TikTok. Oh, I have to go check out your TikTok. I didn't even go to TikTok yet. So I have to check out your TikTok @Janine Graff. Do you have a TikTok, Randy?
No.
Oh. Okay.
I can barely keep up with Instagram.
Well,
I know. Yeah, it's kind of the same stuff across all channels, but there's so many different audiences. And so it's interesting. There's where people can find me everywhere.
Amazing. Amazing. Janine, once again, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time and efforts. And before we leave, thank you, Randy. I know Randy's like, wait,
I
the
want to
traditional
hear what
question.
she says.
I know. I'm excited about it. Our traditional question that we conclude all of our interviews, we love to ask this question to all of our guests, is if you can chat with anyone from the past or present on a podcast, who would it be and why?
I know. And I was thinking about it. And for me, I'm going to go personal because my grandmother, we called her Lala. Everybody called her Lala. She passed away when I was 21. And she was the queen of celebrating life. I mean, she was the party girl. She used to make confetti by hand. Like for us, she would have parties for all the kids for New Year's Eve, and we would go bang pots and pans. And she had tea parties, and she was just fabulous. So I would love if I had a chance to speak with her on a podcast now at my age and really share with her. I know she would be tickled to see how far I've come. And she's been an inspiration really from the beginning for everything I've done. And she loved the holidays. So it would be Lala.
I think she's my kind of gal, honestly.
Yes.
You just explained someone that's my people. So I definitely would be like, I want to meet her too. And I want to interview her too, because the fact that she would make confetti. Anybody that loves confetti is a special person. Just so you know. Not everybody likes confetti.
You have to clean it up.
Right. So not everybody loves confetti. I love confetti. I could take napkins and be like, okay, confetti, woo! Like a celebration. And that seems like that was her personality. She was very celebratory and she loved to uplift and encourage and celebrate life. My kind of woman.
Yep.
And one more thought, like you're the guest that's going to be down in history Eclipse Monday.
I know.
That's right.
I know. That's huge, right?
That's so huge.
Yeah.
And
exciting.
And yes, happy Eclipse Monday. Happy solar eclipse. So
after the show, we have a clip of the eclipse.
Yeah. But
cool.
Before we get to that, Janine, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For joining us. Again, please follow all of our viewers and listeners tuning in. Follow Janine on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Visit her website. There's Neen and Oe, and there's Simply Stunning on QVC. So you're definitely an influencer, whether it's through TV or in social media. But thank you again for joining us, Janine. And good luck with everything.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. It was so much fun, and happy solar eclipse.
That's right.
Randy, I'll see you in the salon.
Thank you.
All right. I'll look forward to it.
Couple more questions, so I'll ask them.
Okay. All right. Anytime. All right.
Bye,
Take care.
Oh gosh, she was so wonderful. I love that. And I appreciate that. Because the first thing, as we were talking to her and I was learning about what she does and her home decor talent and skill set and how informative she is. And she's obviously has that education background. So she knows how to teach very well. And the fact that the first thing I thought about, I want to hire her. I want to hire her to come decorate. But she's like, nope, that's where I don't, she's like, I stop right there. And I appreciate that because she's not spreading herself out too much where she can't focus on where she's thriving. Right. And that makes her someone special. And I'm really, really thankful that she said that. Right. And wow, so skilled.
If you're decorating for other people, like you're not doing it for yourself, and that's going to be a job, right?
Yes.
What she does, she's creating.
Right. Creating and using her imagination. And I mean, just I don't know if you saw that, the tutorial video about the tulips in the vase with the candle. Very simple, but so elegant.
I like the
really
eggshells too.
Oh, I didn't see that one. I have to check that one out.
Eggshells glued around a bowl and plants in the eggshells.
Oh, that's so different. Very,
really,
very different and unique. But she uses her imagination, and you can tell she has a big imagination. And then, speaking of eclipse, solar eclipse Monday, we're calling it, but the solar eclipse. So today, while we were filming, literally live filming, the solar eclipse was happening in Delaware, and it was happening, I want to say maybe about a half hour ago or so, maybe 20 minutes ago. Give or take. I know the time was different, but it was happening live while we were interviewing Janine. And we have our production team that went outside to capture some live footage. So
I can't wait.
Let's see what they got. What did you guys get? Any? In Wilmington, Delaware. Did you catch that? That was live. Thank you to the production team. Thank you so much, Ryan and Ken. You guys are rock stars for capturing that because we were very excited. Before we started filming, we started talking about it. We're like, wait a second. We're not going to be able to see it because we're going to be in the middle of filming and we can't stop filming or reschedule it. So shout out to our production team for capturing that live footage outside the DuPont. Wow, look at that.
The earthquake.
Oh, I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that. There's been a lot of things happening
I was
lately.
in the third floor of our home, and I was doing a work, and I felt
so you felt it?
Yeah, and
I didn't feel anything.
Did I turn the washing machine on?
Oh, so that's what you thought.
I went downstairs, and it was not on. So I knew right away.
I did not feel anything. I didn't even know it happened. Someone messaged me, hey, did you feel the earthquake? And I was like, no, but I was at the gym. So I was working out. So I guess, I don't know. I didn't feel anything, but we're lucky it wasn't worse. We rather we not know, but going back to the eclipse, I want to share a little information about it. So I read up on it a little bit more, and I have a dear friend that I want to make a shout out to. Her name is Alicia Barnett. She is the owner and operator of Terra Luna Metaphysical Boutique, which is located on Philadelphia Pike in Delaware. And I reached out to her because she's very informed of days like this, situations like this. But she's also, you actually would appreciate what her knowledge is and what she knows and what she studies, but also her metaphysical boutique is really interesting. But she said that the solar eclipse can mean something along the lines of a restart. And the takeaway was, it's a new beginning, a new moon, new beginning. It's a restart. So put that into perspective. Use this moment during this. Obviously, we may not be around for the next one, but whenever it may be. But it's been many years since we've had one, and look at it as a restart. So the takeaway again, and thank you to Alicia Barnett from Terra Luna, the owner and operator of Terra Luna Metaphysical Boutique, located in Delaware on Philadelphia Pike, for this information that, use this opportunity through this solar eclipse to restart or jumpstart into something new beginnings.
Let's have her in the show.
Great idea. Yeah. Great idea. Well, Randy, it was a pleasure as always. Thank you everyone for joining us, and we'll see you soon with our next dynamic guest. Pronto, Randy.
Pronto, Brincenza.